So what you want to do is live the life you want. Now, these ideas that we heard today, how many of you picked up on something really, really powerful here today you're going to apply? How many of you picked up 2 things, 3 things, 4 things? Take those nuggets. You got your book. Maybe go through, I don't know how you want to do it, but maybe 1 thing a week. Maybe I'm going to focus on delegating and the 4 Ds for 1 week. Maybe I'm going to go over here and I'm going to think about what Melinda taught us about taking care of our bodies. I'm going to read her book, get some ideas. Take a look at, how am I feeling? What can I do? Maybe I'm going to go over here and take a look at some of the ways that I'm treating my body with my food, whatever it is. Don't let somebody else turn your sky into a ceiling, and don't do it to yourself, right? Because that's what most of the time happens. So I got to introduce you to a disease. We talked about some diseases here today that happens to us when we don't live the life that we want, when we live those 2 lives, the one we want and the one we choose. We get FLS disease. Anybody know what that is? It's the fear of looking stupid. So the fear of looking stupid, FLS, and that's what happens along the way when we are kind of in between where we really want to be. And so when you take a look at FLS disease, you miss out on things, and you miss out on the confidence that you need to take your business and grow it. So this is a picture. It's one of my most favorite memories of my entire life, and I put it up here because if I had FLS disease, I would never have done it. So anybody heard of IBM? Yes. Okay. So IBM every year has this Best Fest thing, the award recognition for their top performers. And so from my company, I got to go to this wonderful weekend in Mexico, and they had this big, huge concert with Ashford and Simpson. So it was a while ago. They might know Ashford. Hopefully y'all know. Solid as a rock, ain't a mountain high enough. Okay. So I was at the table it was a big group of people at the dinner table, and they were all very quiet. They all had FLS. Might have been because they were IBM techie types, or it might have just been that was their nature. I was trying to pull them out, pull their character, personality out, and I was not having it. So I said, well, I'm going to go do what I like to do, and I'm going to go dance. So I was boogieing away, and they had this was a production. They had all those morph guys on stilts walking around, and they had this huge stage, and they had all these backup dancers, and I was boogieing, and then they were going through. It was a great time. Then they pulled me up on stage. Now, I don't care that I was on stage with Ashford and Simpson. I don't care that I was in front of all these people. I cared because I was such a good dancer. They wanted me up there with the backup dancers. And I was up on stage, and I feel like that's like a Tina Turner look, so I'm really proud of that. Look how bad that picture is. So I'm up on that stage, and I remember the moment. I said, I'm quitting my job, and I'm going to be a dancer. And I thought, okay, that's not going to make any money, but I could still dance, and that's why my girls dance. So if you have FLS, you miss out on opportunities like this in your life, whether they be being on stage at the Longevity Convention, having moments that are so fantastic for you in your life. And if you think about so many people, I was cracking up because pretty much everybody on the panel today said something about story of your life. There are songs written about it. The rest is yet unwritten. We got the story. There's so many songs. But look, you're letting somebody else hold your pen. Don't let anybody else hold your pen. So truly, when I was a kid, and then I went to college, and I had my career, I was running over to my mom and dad, who I love them dearly, and said, give me back my pen. And I went over to my ex-husband, and I said, give me back my pen. And I took my pen back. And that's what we got to do to build your business. Do you guys get that? So if you think about that, this is your story. What are you going to do with it? It's such a beautiful story. So, again, just everything that people have been talking about today, and here we have Mary Lou in memory, and this is just a little research study. She'll be able to tell you all about it. I will tell you the Cliff Notes version. There's a study done of retired people, asking them, what is it that are the most important memories of your life? And so they went through and they talked to however many people and researched whatever the ratios were. 30 years old, where all the memories were. 30 years old. What happened from 31 on? Well, they said, okay, it's the birth of your children, it's getting a first house, your job, whatever it is, all those big memories. And then they didn't have much to tell about from 31 on. I don't want to go down like that. I don't want to go down like that at all. As a matter of fact, I had a really good life memory. Was it last weekend we were together? And when Michelle came to my event, and I'll tell you, it's all about enjoying your life. So Michelle came to my event. It's called Body, Sex, and Business. It's a women's retreat. These are the ladies there. And we went to a restaurant, a beautiful restaurant in town, and everyone was all dolled up. And we walked into the restaurant, had dinner, and we walked out. And on the way out, did you see the group of ladies at the table? Yeah. You did. They were Scottsdale's finest. If you understand what Scottsdale's finest is, that means everybody's perfect and beautiful. And they're tall and skinny and beautiful hair and beautiful clothes and beautiful makeup, and they're all kind of, well, it's not that they're snobby, but of that age bracket, it's the party scene. They're a little bit self-indulged and maybe a little bit insecure, whatever their issue is. But they were giving us some dirty looks. And I normally would have noticed it and been like, okay, good grief, whatever, come on. I'm a mother, leave me alone. But my girls, these girls, they came to their event to learn how to live their life better, and they walked by, and nobody really cared. Did you notice that? These women might, under other circumstances, felt a little bit like, oh, they're looking at me. I don't think I look as nice as them. Whatever the thoughts that go through our heads. And they walked by. I was the proudest mama hen. They walked, and they were like walking out of the restaurant like, oh, I'm having so much fun. And they didn't even notice these girls, but the girls noticed us. Scottsdale's finest. It was awesome. And it was a really proud moment because then I thought to myself, wow, I really created something really wonderful for these women. And that's what you guys are doing. You're building an opportunity for people, creating really wonderful experience. So that's what I call the magic eraser. That event, the Body, Sex, and Business is the retreat. I call that the magic eraser because you can get rid of that stuff that you don't want to kind of start fresh and do things more powerfully moving forward. So let's talk about that. I'm not going to take a ton of time because everyone has already covered this. But body, your body, I could go on and on and on. We've all talked about it. Listen to your body, take care of your body, give your body the right foods. If something hurts, understand why, pay attention to it. Most importantly, accepting where you are. We are at war with our bodies, and when we are at war with the way we look or walk over and go, oh, I think I can do it today. Oh, yeah, but, then it just dismantles all of our confidence. So when you can accept where you are, can accept where you are, then is the moment that you can say, you know what, I can do it. And your body will start, and Melinda can talk about this, your weight will fall off the minute you keep holding on to it, telling yourself it's the wrong thing, I don't feel good. That's when it comes off. This up here sometimes keeps the weight. Anybody ever say, I work out and I eat healthy and I don't understand why I can't lose anything? Anybody ever had that? Because up here you're still holding on to it because you're at war with your own body. Accepting it is a huge piece of it. Now, I get to talk about sex. I'm going to talk about two pieces real quickly. I know our time is limited. So there's sexuality and your feminine energy, and then there's sex. So I'm just going to give you this idea. Feminine energy can make your relationship, your business, whatever it is, with your children, your family, whatever it is, with your husband, whatever person you're involved with, but your business, it can make it so much better. There's so much power in being a woman that when you use the sexuality that we have, our feminine energy, and you bring that into a meeting, and you bring that into an opportunity meeting or a conversation with a prospect, or even problem solving, whatever it is, you can control so much more of your outcome and get that outcome you want when you use that powerful feminine energy. So be aware of it and learn how to bring it out. I don't have enough time to share more on that today. Just be aware of it. It is so beautiful to be a woman and to be able to say, wow, I'm going to use that to be more successful in my business. Your body controls your business. How you feel determines how much money you're going to make. That is a statistic. There's all kinds, Mary Lou can tell us that. There's statistics related to that, and their sexuality is another important piece. If you got your body in line and your sexuality in line, your business will boom, no question. And then the sex part, sex is magic. There is so many women in America that are missing. You say, oh, here's our sexual peak in our mid-30s, whatever, and we just pass it by because we're too busy, or we're not happy, or we're living two lives. Now, I'm not speaking for everybody because I know that there's so many of you that are really enjoying that piece of your life. Sex is magic. So here's what it does. Let's just say you have a longevity opportunity meeting or some business related for longevity meeting. Let's say it's tomorrow, and you have sex today. You have sex today. And I'm going to assume, just for the clarity of the record here, that it's with the person that loves you and you're in a good relationship and all that. Okay, you, yourself, and I, or whatever. So here's the thing. When you have sex, and I'm talking about not just your energy, but actually having intercourse or whatever it is, this bounce in the step happens. So you could walk into your meeting like this, or you could walk in like this. And what about the way you look at things? The minute all these chemicals happen in your body when you have sex, things look so much brighter. It's all of a sudden, everything's coming up roses, and I feel pretty, oh so pretty. I mean, it's just a completely different world for you. First of all, those two things. What about your energy? You feel energized and relaxed at the same time. Energized and relaxed. So it's not this, and I'm energized. It's, I'm full of energy, but I feel relaxed. That's magic. How many of us are using that to our advantage? Sex is powerful to make you a successful businesswoman. No questions asked. I could talk more about that. We're going to move on because the last thing is business, and I want to tell you that you can have whatever you want. I talked a little bit about what I see for the young girls today, girls and boys, and the opportunity that you have. Longevity is a gold mine with a suite of products. It is a gold mine waiting to happen. And your business can be anything you want it to be. You decide, you go for it. You learn what you've learned here today. You've learned what you've learned along the way. You don't have anybody else's ideas stuck in your head keeping you. But here's the most important part. And so many people, everything I had planned to say today was said today. And it's so cool, like the congruency of that message. This is my business card, work in progress. If you have any other title, we are obsessed in America with titles. And we don't even know that we're titled appropriately. We're just obsessed with the title. I want to be, like, how many of you have a title on your business card that really doesn't mean anything? This is an idea of what you could put on your business card, because what it means is I'm